Hi there, everybody. My name is Dee Burks, and this is Retirement Rescue. And today we're going to be talking about something a little different. And that something is, what have we learned here? You know, one of the things that I really like to do toward the end of the year, and I'm filming this the first part of December, is to start thinking about goals and what I want to accomplish the next year. But in order to do that, I evaluate what's gone on this last year. And I think for a lot of us, this last year has really kind of been a watershed kind of year. 2020, there was incredible chaos and turmoil. And this last year, it's been more of, okay, how do we want to live our lives now? I think a lot of us have seen what's gone on with people and how people have reacted to uncertainty and fear. And we have decided to change how we are as humans. That's not a bad thing. You know, sometimes we just keep going along with our life and we really don't step back and evaluate what we're doing and why. And one of the big areas, of course, for most people is, do you want to put up with toxic people? I think for all of us, that's a no. But you know, sometimes, especially if you're working, you just put up with it because that's the job. It's part of the job. I put up with toxic environments for way too long. And once you get out of them, you think, why did I do that? I am really glad to see more and more people choosing themselves, choosing their own life-work balance, getting rid of that toxic environment, getting rid of all the stress it causes. We're all under enough stress. We don't need that too. But it's really interesting as we've seen this last year progress, the examples we've seen of human behavior. It's kind of that old adage, stress and uncertainty just makes you more of what you already are. And guess what? That meme we had a few years ago about, oh, all the Karens, aren't they funny? Ha ha ha. They're not funny anymore. There's a lot of them. The stress and fear of the last year and a half to 2 years has shown who they are. And they're horrible people. They're demanding, entitled. Are you one of them? Oh my goodness. People have gotten so angry. And they're taking that anger out on everyone and everything. On the other side of the coin, those people who are really good people, they are bending over backward to try and make up for that. I have seen friends of mine, they've tripled the amount they tip at restaurants. They go out of their way to offer kind words to service people, to contractors. They're so grateful to people. And you know what? They were always grateful in the past. It's just like so many of us, we just don't say anything, you know? And this last year has really proven how great those people are. And one of the things that I think it's given each of us is time to reflect and decide, okay, who do we want to be going forward? Do we want to be in the Karen group? Because I sure don't. Or do we want to be in that group of people that is really trying their best to improve their little tiny corner of the world in some small ways? You know, I think we all believe sometimes that we have to have a lot of money to improve things. And we don't. We just have to be nice people. That's it. And one of the things, especially in this season, it's the Christmas season, that I do want to talk about is your motivation for what you do for people. If you're one of those people, and gosh, I hope you're not, but if you're one of those people that sends out the family newsletter at Christmas about how everybody in your family is a rock star, they're doing great, all the kids are making millions, your grands are at the top of every list, blah, blah, blah. We all hate those. They are horrible, horrible. Because they're all about you, you know? They're all about someone else. And you're sending it out like they're all supposed to be thrilled for you. Believe me, if they wanted to know about your family, they would call you and say, hey, what's up? But these days with social media, They probably know a lot more than you do about what's going on with your family. We're on season 3, episode 4 of Cousin Jake's third wife. I mean, come on. We all know the truth. Those are nothing but a horrible ego massage. And it makes the person sending them look awful. Awful. Because it's all about them. One of the things that I really appreciate from those people, and it's not very many, because I don't send Christmas cards. Why? Because I had an aunt that did that would send out this horrific family. So I never got into Christmas cards. But I do have a few friends that send me Christmas cards, and I just got one the other day. And you know, they each try to put something in that card, something that they appreciate about our relationship, something that they admire about me as a person. That is the true spirit of giving. That's the true spirit of a good person. They appreciate the relationship. It's not about them. They're not saying, hey, look at me, I sent you a Christmas card, where's mine? It's nothing like that. It's something really beautiful and private. And let's talk about private. These days, so many people give things so they can take a selfie. They post it on social media. They want the attaboy, the pat on the back. Even religious organizations are horrible about this. Oh, look at these poor waifs that we've helped. And they blast it all over social media, completely ignoring how damaging it is to that person's dignity. I hate that. It makes me cringe every time I see it. And we see it a lot these days. When I was a kid, I was raised that, and this was mostly my dad, by the way, that if someone finds out something nice you've done, it doesn't count. The reason for your giving should be that person, not the glory or pat on the back you get because you gave the gift. Everything should be anonymous, and I was taught that way. When I was a kid, I remember this one Christmas in particular. We went around to, the preacher's house, the school teachers, the people in the community that we really wanted to express gratitude to. And we took boxes of beef and pork because, we always had a beef in the freezer, a pork in the freezer. And so we would put together these boxes of beef. I mean, wouldn't you love to get that today? Oh my goodness, I would love to get that today. And we would put these boxes together and we would go and ring the doorbell and run away and hide, right? I'm not going to say what that was called, but it was a lot of fun. And it only counted if they never figured out who it was. And that was so fun. Not only was it fun, it was really confirming of that idea that giving is for the person you're giving to, not for the glory you get out of it. So as all of us reflect on this last year, think about what you do and why. How important is your time? How valuable is the time you spend with family? We have all learned how valuable that is. How important it is to say how you feel to family members, to friends, to write it down. Even the littlest compliment can make the biggest difference in someone's life. And here again, it's not about having a lot of money. How many times do you drive by a hospital or a library and you see someone's name up there and you think, ego massage, because that's what that donation was. They didn't donate for the good of the organization. They donated to get their name on the building. That is nothing but an ego massage. And no one likes that. It makes you feel very uncomfortable. Because it wasn't about the people that were given the gift. It was about the ego of the giver. And I think a lot of us can say these last year and a half has been one of the biggest learning experiences of our life. Not only what we've learned about ourselves, but what we've learned about the people that we have relationships with. Some of us have learned some of those people need to go. They're horrible people. And we had no clue. They were great at faking it. But a little stress and uncertainty comes in and they lashed out at everybody. And you know who they are. We also saw a lot of our friends, and don't get me wrong, a lot of my friends believe very differently than I do. They have very different viewpoints politically. but I value them because they are such good people. It does not matter how you believe about something. It matters about what kind of people they are. And they're incredible people. So think about those relationships that you value and work on those. Don't just assume they'll be there. So as we go forward and I start planning for my next year, that's going to be part of it. To really pay attention to that. Pay attention to saying kind things to strangers, kind things to people who do things for you. Do things for other people without expecting anything in return. I was just having this conversation with a group of people, and one of the guys in the group was like, well, why should I go shovel a walk? No one shovels mine. I'm like, dude, that's not why you do it. If you do something just so someone will do something for you, that's not a gift. That's not being kind. That's being a narcissist. Stop it. Stop being a jerk. Because that's what that is. When someone constantly reminds you of some little teeny thing they once did for you and how you owe them, that person does not need to be in your life anymore. They're a narcissist. Get rid of them. There's no reason to hang on to someone who brings that kind of negativity. And if you are that someone, yeah, it's time to do a lot of soul searching and evaluation. Don't be that person that complains all the time, that gripes about everything, that talks about how awful other people are. Nobody cares. No one likes that. Be that supportive, uplifting, empowering person that you can be. And add that to your list of goals. When we talk about doing goals, a lot of it is our action items, things for us to actually do. We don't list items about how we want to be. So list things about how you want to be next year. What kind of grandparent, what kind of parent, what kind of retiree or coworker do you want to be next year? And make that one of your goals. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.